Controversy surrounding police pepper spraying some high school football players.
Parents now have attorneys involved, and they say they want justice.
Aria Janelle on what these parents want to see happen.
The parents and attorneys representing the Cardinal Ritter football team want something simple. They want an apology from the Massillon Police Department, and they want a proper investigation.
Me not being able to protect him.
An emotional day for several parents in St. Louis, Missouri. They tell stories of getting frantic calls from their children saying Massillon police maced them after a high school football game here in Ohio.
They bounce back against Cardinal Ritter Prep.
This video posted by Massillon police. You can see the Massillon and Cardinal Ritter football teams shaking hands after a game on October 3rd.
Potentially harsh words might have been exchanged during the handshake line.
According to police, multiple physical altercations broke out. You can see adults on both teams trying to separate the players. Police say a Massillon player's face mask was grabbed during that brawl. Police say they used verbal commands to de-escalate the situation and get the Ritter players off the field. But when that didn't work, 2 officers pulled out their pepper spray and sprayed the Ritter players. The police department says it was within protocol.
Take a look at what happened and ask yourself, was that okay? Was that necessary?
Family members of the Ritter players say there wasn't a physical altercation, just words being said back and forth, and that the pepper spray was over the top. On Monday, they spoke about the impact this has had on their kids as they wonder why they were the only ones that were sprayed.
Every day, just worrying about what do I do now? Should I be quiet? Should I not be quiet? How do I defend myself when I'm not doing anything?
Other parents spoke about the injuries their kids have. One child has closed tear ducts, several others facing respiratory issues. One mother says her child is looking at getting glasses and possibly needing surgery. Parents speaking up for their children, asking the Massillon Police Department to open an investigation.
Because we're going to stand up for them until we get the justice that we deserve.
For 19 News, I'm Aria Janelle.